Hey there, if you're an Easy Agent Pro user and you have an iHome Finder plugin and you are interested in trying to figure out how to set up your search so that you can get listings to your client and also add search results to a page or an Instafarm page, then you want to stick around because I'm going to show you right now how to do it. I'm PATTI SAMPSON, top producing real estate broker and creator of EngageMore CRM. My passion? Helping real estate pros to close more leads faster and more consistently with better drip campaigns and CRM coaching. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell right now so you never miss a new helpful lead conversion tip. No matter which CRM you use, remember, the money is in the follow-up. Okie dokie. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I was a top producing real estate agent here in Arizona. I turned my business into a coaching. I also do still sell real estate, but I spend a whole ton of time helping real estate agents to convert sales out of their leads. And so my goal is to let you know that I can help you with anything in that regard. If you're interested in learning more and want to get more free training, be sure to click the subscribe button below and the bell so you're notified every time I have a new video coming out. So even though I own a CRM company, which I do, EngageMore CRM, I'm here to help in just about any CRM. And one of the questions I got from someone in my group recently was, I use Easy Agent Pro, which is amazing because I love Easy Agent Pro. I can give you 10 zillion reasons why. But the first reason is they do integrate with my CRM. So I'm always trying to find ways to help my users to get better results out of their site if they're going to be using Easy Agent Pro. So the question she had was, I'm having trouble. I'm going to quit Easy Agent Pro is really what she said because I cannot figure out how to use iHome Finder. Well, let's talk first about the IDX. IDX, they have, in some areas of the country, of the US, they do have their own proprietary IDX that they created, Easy Agent Pro. In some parts of the country, they don't have it yet, and so until they do, they use iHome Finder as a plugin for the IDX. And for those of you who don't know what IDX is, that is the home search tool in our system. So in my Armless, where I live in Phoenix, Maricopa County, we have Armless, and so Armless is not part of their pre-built IDX, so they have the plugin. So I'm going to be talking about the IDX for iHome Finder today. However, whatever I show you may or may not apply to you if you're going to be creating pages inside of Easy Agent Pro. I'm going to say it is going to apply to you because it's going to be very similar. So let's go ahead and show you, first of all, how we set up a search so that our new leads that we get are getting listings from the iHome Finder tool. So if you want to set them up to get daily notifications. So that's my first step. So let's go ahead, go into your site, get logged in, and you're going to head up to, you can head up to the apps page right here if you want, and it should take you right into where you need to go. And once you're in here, you can see you've got all this. Really, where I'm going first, though, is the settings. So because I need to get to the IDX. So I'm going to head over to the settings up here and go to IDX login. It's going to log me right into iHome Finder. So let's go ahead and get into that. It just does it automatically, which is great. Now, every time you get a new lead, I'm telling you, this is how I did so well selling 42 homes my first year in real estate. Everybody was getting listings. Now, I've been in real estate now for 18 years. So during the time when I first started, I was able to set this up on my website like I'm going to show you here. Of course, I didn't have this site back then, but the message is the same. And then in the interim, when I quit that company and I didn't want to use that site anymore, I ended up going to the MLS. Well, my feeling is you should do it out of your website first until they start telling you they're interested and they start talking to you, because the reality is you're spending a lot of time going in the MLS and setting people up that you may never ever work with. When you consider the average agent closes 3 to 5 leads out of 100. That's a lot of work for 95% of those leads that you're getting. If you're getting a lot of online leads like I did, I was getting 150 to 200 leads a month. So that's a lot of leads for one sole agent to be working. So you need to try to automate this as much as you can. And everybody wants listings, especially if they're a buyer. If they're a seller, you can set them up to get market reports. Today I'm just going to show you how to set up to get listings to your consumers. So every single lead you have should be added to your site. And even if they come in somewhere else, you should add them in here and get them set up to get daily notifications. And if you don't know what it is that they want, what I suggest you do is figure out what the average price range is in your part of the world. In Phoenix right now, we're about 500. And so you're going to set up something that may be 50,000 or 100,000 above and below. Make it a single family home. I would also pull listings that are from 2000 and earlier, maybe 2015 and earlier. So they're getting something a little bit, more recent. So they're not getting old stuff, because right now you don't know. Most likely they probably want newer stuff anyway. So make sure they're getting newer stuff. Unless your community is nothing but older stuff, then that's totally up to you. What you got to know, what you got to know, right? All right. So always get people listings. And on top of that, you also want to turn on a drip campaign. And that's a video for another day, but I would be sending my leads straight into my CRM as well and turning on a 12-month plus drip campaign. My proven campaigns are already built in my CRM, so I don't have to go in and recreate wheels on the same stuff I've been using for years, and now it's all built inside EngageMoreCRM.com. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is show you how to first set this up so you can get listings to your people. So you're going to go over to your lead list if you're in iHome Finder, and then pick out your lead that you want to do. So I've gotten a few leads in here that are in need of getting this set up. So when I click on this, I'm then going to go to subscriptions and see if they already saved a search. There's a chance they could already be getting listings. So you want to check to see. If they don't, you want to be sure that they're getting something from you. Now, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to go down to, first of all, the first thing I want to do is I note that this first name is not good. Why isn't it? Because it's lowercase. And they're going to be getting emails from me that have their name in it, and their first name is going to show up and it's going to look fake when it shows up, and I don't want that to happen. So the first thing I'm going to do is come in here and edit this name. Whoops, I want to edit their name. Let's go to edit here, edit their name. And so I'll go ahead and just fix it, Melvin. The only thing that's going to pull in to their emails at any point is, well, it's in here twice. Let's get rid of that. Is really just going to be their first name. So I'm more concerned about that than anything, but get it fixed right off the bat. Okay, next, let's go ahead and you've got market subscriptions, which we're not going to do right now because I'm going to assume this is a buyer and I want them to get listings. So I'm going to go ahead and add new. And I need to go to save searches and see if they had any, right? So if I click here, I can see they don't have any. I do want to hit on activity and see if they looked at anything. If I could see what they looked at, that helps me a ton. But since I can't see that, I'm going to have to make an informed decision, right? Well, here's what I do know is that I ran an ad recently out of here, a pay-per-click ad campaign, and it was for Scottsdale. So that's where I live. That's where I'm going to assume this lead is coming in from. If it's not what they want, your goal is that they're going to tell you they want it changed. But if they're logged in here, they can also, if they've already signed up, they can also come in and edit it all day long. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and choose Scottsdale, okay? I'm going to go ahead and go add new and add new. Now from here, because I know our average price range in Scottsdale is, significantly more, I'm going to probably set it up around 700-ish. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Scottsdale to start, and I'm going to start there. And then I need to refine this a little bit. So I'm going to come down and refine the search here. So the lower price, I think I'll go ahead and make it 500. And then the upper price, I'll make it, let's go ahead and make it 900. All right. And then minimum bathrooms and bedrooms. I'm not going to worry about the bathrooms because right now I don't really know what they want. But I am going to go ahead and put 300 on, or 3 on this. And property type, just make it house and condo because, again, I don't know. Now, the goal here is you make sure you get some results. If you're doing this and there's no results, I mean, I would try to get at least 15 to 20 plus results. You don't want to get too many either. These days, we don't have that problem with too many because it's 2022 early and the market is it's tough to get listings anywhere. So I don't think 15 is too bad for this price range. So I'm going to go ahead and now just simply save this search. That's it. Now, once I've saved it, I've set this up. Make sure this thing down here is clicked on so that they're getting listings. And so now, every time something new comes to the market, they're going to start getting these. Now, we want them to get them and click. Our goal would be they're going to click to go into the site and go look at properties. And once they're there, they're seeing you and everything about you, right? So that's cool. So let's go over to your site and talk about that real quick. And this is where I'm going to say another way you can do this, if you choose to, is to create a page on your site that you can drive people back to via your drip campaign. So you could have this pre-built already, and then every email you send, encourage them to register or save the search or do something so that they are going to come in and save something. Once they save something, they'll start getting listings similar to that, right? So this is another way to do this, is to, or both, which I recommend, is to create a page on your site. So I'm going to go ahead actually and go over to my site. All right, so I'm going to my site, and I wanted to show you that over here I've got an Instafarm page that I created. So if I click on this, this is what I'm talking about. Because this is search engine optimization is so key, you want to create an Instafarm page that has basically what I like to call a blog search. So it's a blog. First, we talk about whatever it is, the area that you have. There's a picture here. It's slowly loading. And then you create this, and then at the very bottom, you want search results to be here. But the key is you want the search to be sorted from the listing date. So the most recent listings show up here and up at the top, right? So every time they come in, it's going to be the most recent ones popping to the top. So if you happen to send the URL link to this page off to your clients, say maybe every 3 or 4 days or once a week, you can do that. If you set it up in your drip campaign to send every week, that's how I can do. I can set up one template and it'll send it over and over again. But whatever CRM you're in, find out if you can do something like that. And if you can't, just make sure that the link to this page is somewhere in all the emails you're sending out in your drip campaign, so that, because that's what they signed up to get. So if you're running an ad, for instance, make sure that you build a page specific for it so that they're seeing something that they want, that they have an interest in. Instead of just coming to your home page and having to run a search, give them the page that you want them to see. And when they click, 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 this is going to help you move up the ranks of the Google searches, right? So we want you to build these pages. So start with a blog and all that. So I'm going to go to the back end of this to show you how I did this. I'm not going to get into the big blog part, but I do want to show you how I added the search results, because that's kind of key. So if I go back to the back end of the site, I'm going to go to my apps, because this was done in an Instafarm page. Okay, so let's go ahead, and then down here I'm going to the Instafarm pages. So if I go down to Instafarm, I've already created it, but I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to go here now and click on this, what I already created. And how we build these, I'll do in another training, but for right now, you just know that this was already created, and your goal is to put in content, and you really want to try to get your SEO to 100%. If you look over here on the right, your goal is to get your SEO score to as close as 100%. And what's awesome about Instafarm pages and Easy Agent Pro is that they're going to give you the tips that you need to get it there. If you get down to the bottom, you'll see they'll give you the tips and the things that you need to do. Well, I've hit all them, so you're not really seeing all the tips because I already did it all. But you'll want to watch for that, because it tells you exactly what you need to do to create better search result organically so people can find you. So if somebody ever comes in and eventually, you know, this is a relatively new page, it's going to take some time, but if somebody types in beautiful Scottsdale homes for sale, my goal is they're going to find me, because Scottsdale homes for sale is one of my keywords, or is my keyword, right? So you need to pick a keyword, right, and all that. That's a whole nother discussion, but inside of here, the people want the listings. So if you note at the very bottom, it says extra information plus IDX code. When you get down to the bottom, you'll see, I'm going to just scroll down through this. This is what I typed in here. If we go out to the site again, hopefully this is the site. Yeah, you'll see this area right here, and is that, and then down here are the search results, right? So let's go back to the page. Go. Okay, here we are. So you see right here, this is the code that I put in for the search results. Okay, Patty, how do you build that? That's the key. It is a breeze. Okay, so I'm just going to face down a little and show you how I did it. Right here it says IDX code. Now, if you're not an iHome Finder user, this still will probably be very similar. I don't know, because you might have the the built version from Easy Agent Pro, but I'm going to guess that you have the same thing here. So what you're going to do is come in, and in order to add these search results, I'm going to go to I don't want search, because what that's going to do is just give them a place to go search. I want listings. And when I go to listings, I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go down here to search, because I need to personally search to create this. So we'll go to search, and then I'm going to go to cities. So I do want this to be Scottsdale. If I just start typing S, it should pull it up, because it's kind of a big state here with stuff. Now the property type, because I don't really know, I'm going to do house and condo, and I'm going to do beds 3, and I'm going to leave the baths. And remember, I was going to go 500. Let's go ahead and use this to make sure we're putting it in right? So if I go 500,000, and then I want to go 900,000. Again, they'll tell me if it's not what they want. Status, right? We want status to be active in this case. Now, if I was doing something else to send out maybe to closed buyers, I might want to do all the solds going on in their community, something like that. But right now, I'm just going to do active. And then I'm going to go down here as far as the sort and say I want it by listing date, remember, so that the most recent things pop to the top when they go. All right, copy to the clipboard, right? And that's it. Now what I did was I copied the code to the search results, and now I'm just going to close this out, right? I just copied it, and then I'm going to go into my blog, and I'm just going to paste it in. Boom, that's it. So this is the one from earlier that I did. Now this is the one that I just did, right? So these have actual price ranges. This one didn't have any price ranges because that was a page built for everything in Scottsdale, but you'll notice that this link is exactly what I want it to be, because that's the result page, the results from the search that I created. So if I hit save, which I could just go ahead and do that, and I'll add it to the bottom of this, and I'll have to come back and take it out so I don't confuse my people. But I'll go ahead and update this. It might take a minute to update, but let's see how it works. Okay, so if I now go over to the site again, let's see how if it's updated. You'll probably see 2 search areas down here now. Now you can also set up how many properties show up and the way you want it here. That's in other settings. I'm not going to do that right now. So I should have a whole separate one set up. It should load up in here. I'm not sure if it's going to do it. Oh, there it was. I did actually have it. So I passed it over. All right, you see the top one is the one that I had in here. If I scroll down, you'll see this one now is the second one. That's the one I just created. And this one all should be everything from 500 and over. So anyway, that should be pulling those results. So your goal is to get people to go here and save a house. And when they do that, if they save a house or they save a search, so encourage people to save a search. So when you're writing up your page, ask them to save a search. Let me scroll up to the top here and see what I said, so you get a handle on what I said. Save a home or a favorite search and get new active listings daily, right? It's not, I could make it bigger so they could see it. I'm hoping they do. But make sure that you give them instructions, because people don't know what they're supposed to do. Guys, so that's how you do it. You want to send listings to every lead you get, no matter where they come in from, add them to your site in the back. And then I would also work on trying to integrate so that you can send things into your CRM. So whatever your CRM is, make sure that you've got that integration done, and I'll just show you where to go to do that. If you already know how to do this, you can just end the video now, but you want to integrate not just the IDX, you want to integrate the IDX, and you want to integrate your all your contact forms on here. So you're going to go to your apps, and then you're going to go down to paths. And depending on what your CRM is, they might have already a setting in here already connecting automatically. If you go to your API, you can see I have set up one to send the leads from My Home Finder into my CRM. But if I want to add another one, or you just add one, you're going to click here and go through the list. You can't see all of them because some of them are at the top, but go through the list and then scroll down and pick out the one that's related to your CRM if it's one of these. And then you're just going to have to create a path for all the different ways people can sign up. And one way is your IDX. So make sure you get that set up if it's iHome Finder, especially I do. And then all of the ways, your contact forms, or if you're going to do open house forms or whatever, all the landing page options are here. So I'll do another training on how to set this up at another time. But in the meantime, hopefully you've learned something, and you can now set up search result listings using iHome Finder in your Easy Agent Pro site, and also create an Instafarm page full of listings. Have fun, good luck, and thanks for visiting me. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet, and check out my other videos.